What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So today in this video, we're going to be going over my brand new 2022 Tesla Model 3. This is the standard battery with 272 miles, 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. Just got delivered yesterday, so this is day 2 of ownership. Now, the first thing I want to do in this video is I want to go over the panel gaps, and then I want to show you a little bit on my first drive with it today, a little bit of a range efficiency. I guess we'll go ahead and start on this panel. Now here in the rear door, nice tight panel gap, better than probably the last 4 or 5. We've had about 4 or 5 Teslas, so I am familiar with the panel gaps, but one thing you'll notice in here is a nice flush. So some things you'll see on the panel gap on this door is the door will stick out just a little bit, but on this one it's very smooth. Now with that being said, there is a panel gap here on the rear, a little bit of a gap. Then it kind of goes up a little bit tight there. Not too bad though, and it is consistent on both sides. And I will tell you right off the bat, I'm 100% satisfied with all the panel gaps. I will not be taking it in for service. All right, here's the panel gap on the front door. Again, super clean. I like that. Now coming around to the front clip. Now here, there will be a little bit of difference here. It's a little bit wider on the top versus the bottom, but again, I do not mind. It's not bad at all. On the headlights, got a nice, solid, consistent gap, and it looks on both sides, it is matching, and this panel gap is perfect. Now coming around to the hood, if you look on this side, nice, consistent panel gap, and on this side as well. So no problems with the hood. Sometimes, well, actually, I do see a little bit of a dip down right here, but not bad. I have seen some with more of a dip versus others, but overall very good. And again, consistent with the other side on the panel gaps on the lights, just perfect. No problems there. Now coming around, same consistency on the panel gaps as the other door, so I approve of that. Looking at the panel gaps on the window, nice solid lines. Now there is a little bit of a difference on the panel gap for the window. If you look at this side, it's a little bit narrow, and I'll show you the other side. On this side, the panel gap is a little bit wider. And with that being said, let me show you on the rear and kind of give you my synopsis of what I think happened. So when they dropped this glass in, I want to say they dropped it in just a little bit to the side, because you do have more panel gap there. But overall, if you, and you can see it's a little bit tighter on this side. Let's check out this panel gap. Okay, so going on this side, also consistent. But so what I did notice is this panel is not 100% lining up with this panel. You can kind of see because it has that bigger gap here, it is shifted down. On the other side, it is true. So on this side, it's nice and clean, perfect alignment. Now that's not too bad. I guess that's when they put that window in, maybe it just kind of got shifted just a little bit. As long as it doesn't leak, I will not have a problem. Lights are looking good, nice and consistent. There is some sharp edges on these, so just be careful. Nice, solid, consistent line across. Same on this side. And on this side as well, do have a little bit of a gap, but not bad. I'm definitely not taking it into the service. One thing I've learned in my experience over the last 5 Teslas is sometimes you take it in and it comes back a little bit more messed up. Don't quote me on that. Also a nice door line here. The black trim looks really good. Now they did, on the black cars, they will buff them out, and I did notice that there's some buff marks around the trim, but again, I do not care. It looks perfect. Still hasn't had its first wash. All right, now let's go ahead and hop inside. So that's the panel gaps. I want to kind of give you an idea of how my first drive went. Now I will tell you, if you haven't owned a Tesla before, if you have your phone in your back pocket, a lot of times the Bluetooth won't recognize. So you'll be doing a lot of pulling your phone out before you get into the car. Just remember that. All right, so here we go. So this was the first drive. This is since last charge, 37 miles, 8 kilowatts used, 228 watt hours per mile is the average. This is from the whole trip since they drove it over to me. They probably hauled ass, to tell you the truth. But let me kind of give you an idea. So I went 37 miles. I have 232 miles left of range. So I started today with 275. So what do we got there? 43. So it looks like I lost about a total of 6 miles. Now I wasn't babying this car. I was going my normal speed. I was driving on the highway doing about 80 miles an hour for about most of that drive. This is really good efficiency. To give you an example, my long range 2018 rear wheel drive, it was getting about 240. The performance Model 3 that I owned was getting about 245, 250-ish, which was really good for performance. I didn't step on the gas too much, so that's one thing. Now I do want to show you some of the quick controls on here. I want to kind of go through and see if there's anything different from the previous models. So we'll go to locks, display. So this has been updated with the new update, but I mean, still on a factory build, but you can change it to a percentage. So we're at 85%. So that has been updated, but this is still on a factory build. Got the auto steer, full self-driving preview set up. Oops, forward collision. I like to keep the forward collision on medium, and I want to have the assist on. I must have not had it saved on my setting earlier, but I like to have that on. Navigation, safety and security. So you will, once you put in your home address, you will be able to turn on Sentry mode. I like to always exclude home though, just so it's not taking pictures all day. This also has car wash mode on this build. So if you look at the build now, we've got 60 miles on the clock, autopilot, no full self-driving on this one. So we're currently on build number 35.102.2. So that's definitely one of the factory builds. Can't wait to get the new update. Now I had some comments down below talking about the USBCs, and I don't know if you can see it in there, but they are just 2 little holes. Let me see. So it's like right below my finger. Anyway, that's where 2 USBCs will go in the center console. Currently they're just holes. There's no USB-C, and also the wireless charging pad is not activated currently. All right, now I did just get a few comments on the last video I did. Let me kind of go through them. So Exotic Car says, just don't go for a ride in a dual motor, and he put LOL. Definitely. Now the dual motor and the performance are gonna have some serious acceleration. I mean, you will be pretty blown away. Now don't get me wrong, I loved that performance model I had, but with that motor whine, I had to get rid of it. I don't care how fast the car goes. That car was fast. Now, I think Gabber Antel says, does it come with a 60 kilowatt battery? I am not sure. I think it does come with a 60 kilowatt battery. I'm gonna have to do some more research on that. Another comment said, he's gonna have to think about switching from the Audi. I tell you what, you will not miss the Audi if you switch to the Model 3, that's for sure. Someone else said 0 to 60 in 6.1 seconds. It's actually 5.8 seconds here for the USA. I believe overseas they have the 6.1, 0 to 100 kilometers. I think that's what we were thinking here. Someone also asked if they deactivated any of the speakers or removed them altogether. Well, it doesn't have the subwoofer, that's for sure. The sound is not as immersive as the full premium interior. This is a partial premium with the standard range, and with the full premium, it just has a lot more immersive sound, a lot more bass. But you know, I watch a lot of podcasts, and not really a big deal to me. Got a lot of people watching saying they got Model 3 standard range or standard coming in soon. You guys are gonna love it. Now, a lot of people are waiting for the tax credit to take delivery. I had sold my performance Model 3 quickly to CarMax. They gave me $60,000 for it, and I needed a car. Everyone was, I was having to work with everybody giving me rides here. A lot of people are saying they have ordered in the same spec, the black spec with black interior, and this is my favorite. Again, as long as it's black, I am good with the color. I ordered this, another comment I had is, when did I order it? I ordered it on December 31st on Halloween, and it got delivered on November 22nd, so roughly 3 weeks from order to delivery. But again, I did have a problem with my performance Model 3, so I think when I called the sales associate, I was pretty upset, to be honest, but he was so helpful. He said they do have the database of cars, and he would help me get one sooner, and believe it or not, look at this, she is here. It started out with a June delivery update, and then it got changed to November 5th, I think, through 28th, and I got it quickly. Actually, it went from June to December to November, and then almost right after that delivery. Got some comments talking about the tax credit, if they're retro or not. Definitely not retro. Wish they were, absolutely. Just a quick one before we go. I just plugged it in, so I wanted to show you how fast the standard Model 3 does charge. So I am on a 240 outlet with a 50 amp breaker. So we're going to be getting 32 amps out of the charger. So let's see. So we're currently at 32 miles an hour, and that's about what I've seen. 31, 32 kind of hovers around that area, not too bad. The Performance Model 3 I had got up to 29, and the Standard Range Plus Model 3, the 2021 my wife had before we sold that one actually went up to 36 miles an hour. My 2018 Long Range Model 3 would hover around 30, 31 as well. All right, guys, so that's going to be it for today. I just wanted to kind of go over the panel gaps, kind of show you a little bit about the efficiency, talk to you a little bit about some of the features that are missing, and we will see you on the next one.